Man, he's taking care of you, man. Don't even trip. Nah, he said everything. He said everything is the price that he give you, I guess. So I was asking him about how much it's gonna cost extra. Nah, he's which one? The one in downstairs? Yeah, he said he's gonna check first. Don't worry about that. What you worrying about that for? No, what you can do is just what you can do is you just let the man you know what I mean? You just let the man do the thing and then you know what I'm saying? Little at a time. So I'm just saying, just let the man just do his thing little at a time, let him check it out and let him see what's up. Okay? Okay. Is there some reason why I got people barging in here while I'm on my podcast? I'm live. What's up? Okay. Yes, that's perfect. I'm live, y'all. I'm live. Yeah, this is We Eat Wednesdays. Yes. Yes. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Where you letting me go? You know me? Hello? Yeah, so tomorrow, rendezvous, and then um we find out everything. If we have our way, everything gonna be pointing tomorrow. You gotta pick the mirror you want, the lights, and you gotta pick the sink and the cabinets. That's it. You yeah, yeah. And then he has to go pick it up with his van because we don't have room to pick all that stuff up. All right. Yeah, yeah, don't even worry about that. All right, let me go. Let me finish this live doing the thing that we eat Wednesdays. Everybody eats and everything. Yes, yes, you on. Yes, you on. Aren't you? I'm live and you are being on the speaker. You're being picked up. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. Have a great day. Have a great day. Okay, love you. Bye. And that was the lady of the house, ladies and gentlemen. In case you were wondering. But because I gotta handle household shit. It's just if it ain't one fucking thing, it's the next thing. You feel me? I swear. So now I gotta call this dude, find out what the fuck is going on with this. Hang on, let me call this man, see what the fuck's up. Yeah, I'm making phone calls. I'm making rounds and phone calls. That's what I'm doing. Rounds and phone calls. Repeat after me, kids. Rounds and phone calls. You feel me? See what this man got going on here. Maybe I didn't what the fuck? Is this just nobody answering their phone day? Oh shit. Dude, would you spell what I spelled? This phone is so useless. Seriously. I'm just going through it. Don't even trip. I'm just texting shit and writing shit. Listen, this is what I got to go through. There ain't no real topic today. We was gonna talk about some boxing stuff. I was just wanting to see all my boxing people out there, what was going on, and you know, with the I was talking about the Javante Tank Davis thing. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And I don't know what that's all about. All right, so yeah, man, what's good? What is going on, y'all? It's been a minute since I've been live. Y'all already know who this is. Your man 50 Grand, Mo Day. Um, you know what I'm saying? I've been busy doing a bunch of stuff. As y'all know, we shooting movies. We working on Accidental Virus. That's almost wrapped. We just got a couple more scenes we got to do, and then it's wrapped. If you guys haven't already seen and checked out the what is it? The little promo. It's not even a trailer. It's just like a little promo thing just to kind of show some activity because it's been a minute. But we working on shit. We shooting movies. I also had a couple commercials. Shout out to my man Dean Campbell, DC Productions, helped me out shooting a company. LSI, that's the land surveying company. Shout out to my man Chuck over there at what the hell is the name of that barbershop over there on Nameless Road over here, right here on Hero Way, right across the street from Smokey Mo's. Shout out to him, bro. He edged me up today, kind of had me cleaned up, did my beard and shit. Yo, you got the brother looking right. Got me looking right. My first professional barber cut since 1987 was the last time I sat in a professional barber chair. 1987. That's just crazy. Um, Anywho, so that's what's up. You feel me? Let me see what's going on with my peeps. Let's see what's happening. What's Chris knacking? What is this? Oh, I see what's going on. All right. So, what are we talking about today? I wanted to touch base on. Oh, hold up. My man hit me up. I want to touch base on basically. Let me see what he say. Let's just do it like that. Let's do it like that. That way you can see what I'm talking about here. Let's do it like this. There you go. Okay. So I want to ask a question. All you boxing fanatics out there and stuff like that. Why is it that every time somebody talk a bunch of shit, right? And then they get their ass beat, then they're gonna turn around talking about, yeah, well, I was winning the whole fight. And then, and then he caught me. Well, that's the name of the game, isn't it? The name of football is to get touchdowns, right? You got 3 touchdowns. Then your other teammate got 2. So you had a total of 5, but the winning team had a total of 7 touchdowns. They beat you by the 2 touchdowns, but they won the game. Are we missing the point here? Am I losing my mind? So Tank Davis just knocked out, yes, knocked out Rolly Romero. And Romero gonna sit here talking about he want the rematch because he was winning the whole fight up until he got knocked out and he laid out the blueprint. I wonder who else he sound like. Oscar De La Hoya. And De La Hoya, I know you. You're cool as fuck. We used to kick it at the not the House of Blues, but at the Studio 54 in Vegas and shit. We used to kick it. He's cool as shit. What the fuck? Floyd beat you. You lost, but you gave the blueprint to how to defeat Floyd. Just want to say something. Hey, you had the blueprint, but nobody beat Floyd since you fought him. Floyd is undefeated, 50-0, and still beating people in these little events that he has going on. You know what I'm saying? So with a little exhibition fights, right? So what is that? What do you mean, Rolly? You got the blueprint on Tank Davis. Let me explain something to you, Rolly Romero. In your delusion, it was a close fight, but you understand that Tank didn't come for you the way you expected him to because of his experience. He's smart. He ain't stupid. He knows you're awkward and lopsided. He knows you pack power. He felt some of your power. He even said it. I felt his power, and I realized what I had to do next. That's smart. That's the name of the game. Yeah, everybody want people to step up and get their face punched in and shit like that. Not champions and people that are smart. People that are smart, they're gonna make you work for it. They're gonna show angles. They're gonna do this and that. They're gonna move their head. They're gonna make you comfort. I'm not gonna stand there. I don't care how big I am. If I'm in a fight, I don't care who I'm in a fight with. If that motherfucker land in the right spot, I'm going to sleep. A lot of guys get knocked out because they think, oh, I'm big muscles, so I've already won the fight. No, that's not how fighting works. Fighting works is you throw, I throw. And the object is to land and not get hit. That's the object. I'm not going to walk in there and give you everything you want. So, Rolly, what were we saying about your delusion? In your delusion, you said you was winning the fight, and then you walked into it. So you admit that you walked into a trap that he set you. What happened was you got, a lot of people said you got greedy. You got frustrated. You got frustrated. I know that frustration because when I first started boxing, I was a dude on the streets knocking niggas out. Anybody who know me used to call me Crazy Mo out in the Bay and shit. Anybody you know, I get in a fight. I was used to punching people in the face. There was a couple times in fights I got worried. I used to crack the crap out of people I used to fight. And there was a couple dudes I punched, and I know that something went loose, but they didn't go to sleep. And the problem when I go to sleep is they fighting back. And I was accustomed to pretty much a one and done. Bow! Or with my left hand. Bow! Depending on what hand I was throwing, right? And niggas go to sleep. Nah, some dudes just got them hard heads. Now, they might, I know I hit the lights out. But what I didn't count on was that backup generator. So they sleep, but that backup generator's keeping them going because it's fight and get out of this alive is what's happening. And there's some people that's like that. So I would get frustrated because I couldn't put him to sleep. Well, I learned in there was 2 instances. I learned that if I had continued hitting them, I would have killed them with the brain activity. I would have damaged the brain. The brain would have swollen up and they would have been brain dead and been in a coma and then they probably would have passed away. So thank God I didn't keep hitting because some people are cut like that. They just take the hit and take the hit. Even though the lights are off, they're still moving. They're still animated. They're still active. All right, in your case, you are accustomed to being frustrated. You are accustomed to walking people down, imposing your. I've seen your fights, and you do pack power, and you do throw awkward looping shots and stuff, and and you catch people with awkward angles, and you knock them out. Tank Davis wasn't standing there. He wasn't gonna stand there for you to do that. And so what happened is you got frustrated and you decided that you wanted to rip his head off. So you stepped in. But when you stepped in, you don't understand that Tank can either be an aggressive fighter and come forward, or he can counter fight. And so when you step in, counter, dip out the way, boop, beep, and then you was laid up against the ropes like this with your hand up like this, sleep on the ropes. And if it wasn't for those ropes, your ass would like to been sleep in the stands with all your fan base. Uh Calm down, Rolly Romero. You had your shot. You had your chance. I think you're failing to realize the name of the game. And that gets on my nerves because there's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like Ryan Garcia. First of all, Ryan Garcia, you know what you doing? What you doing is you stalling as much as you can to try to pick apart Tank Davis's fight pattern. You trying to watch his fight pattern. You trying to watch how he fights this person, that person. Then you trying to analyze it. Oh man, I would have did that different. But you had the opportunity. How many times you talk shit to Tank and said you gonna fight him next? You gonna fight. You ain't fought the man yet. So obviously you know there's something about Tank Davis that's very dangerous and you not trying to get in there. But you going to talk all this shit. You so flimsy and loose in your head, you and your people over there. You need medical attention. You don't need to fight because you 1 minute you say one thing, then you say something else and you all over the place. Then it's I'm this and that, De La Hoya and this, and then it's F Golden Boy and you trying now you try what you talking to Leonard Ellerby talking about F Golden Boy? What's that about? Like, this is what the sports come to. You're not getting in there with Tank no time soon, talking about he could get this work. You've been telling the man he could get that work. Tank is laughing at you because you're a clown. You got power too, but Tank is not stupid. And yeah, you could hit hard. It's one thing to dish it out, but the thing is, can you take it? See, you fought lesser fighters. Look at the people you fought. And that one British dude that was pretty reasonable, he was a pretty good dude, cracked you. You was on your can. You fell with your hands straight behind you like this. Most people that fall like this are somewhat out. You was knocked dizzy. Boom, you fell back, your arm went back. And yeah, you gathered yourself, you pulled yourself together and won the fight. But for just that moment, now what if that was Tank landed that? Do you get up? And I ain't saying that to be on a bandwagon with Tank. With Tank with Davis. What I'm saying is Tank is dangerous on both hands. He's short and stocky, so all his stuff come with power. But he also got boxing savoir-faire. This dude knows he's got ring generalship. He knows how to box inside and out. He knows how to get in, do his thing, and he knows how to wait. He knows how to set traps. How you gonna fight a dude that's got that kind of ring IQ, that ring smarts, that boxing smarts? You always talk shit. And there's a lot of y'all out there talking all that. Like you think Tank gonna sit there and let you pound on him? Man, I would have did this. You wouldn't have did nothing. Because if you would have did it, Garcia, you would have been fought the man ages ago. You didn't. You want to talk about this other dude, Haney, but you ain't fought him either. You want to talk about he's a bubblegum champion and all this and that. But you ain't fought him. You ain't fought him either. You ain't fought nobody. Hey, girl, what's up? We talking sports. That's what we talking about. No real topic. Just chopping it up. This is my first day back since everything I've been going on with and whatnot. So, yeah, what was I saying? You know what I'm saying? And all my Twitter people, man, and I'm a Twitter, my Instagram people, I love you to death, man. But here's the thing. Listen, y'all, I can't stand when people talk all that smack. The name of the game is to hit and not be hit. You got knocked out in the fight, and then you want to talk about you want a rematch because you got the blueprint on the dude who knocked you out. Good for you and your blueprint. Maybe that'll help you fight somebody else better. But you lost your opportunity with Tank. What you think Tank gonna just give you what you want? Y'all forget that Tank is striving to be an undisputed champion. You came in here a top contender. You got knocked out. Now you got to go to the back of the line. Tank is looking towards, you know what I'm saying? He's looking towards fighting bigger names and bigger fights, and then eventually champions. He's fighting champions. He's what, 2-3 division champion Tank is now. By now, I think it is. I can't remember. So, you know what I'm saying? Yes, boxing. So, you know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. Y'all always talking all that shit and won't give nobody no damn credit for you know what I'm saying? For what? Give credit for the dude for what he is, for what he does. Listen, so Rolly talk shit that Pitbull gave Tank a hard time. So did what's his name? DeLeon, not DeLeon. What's his name? Damn, what's the dude? He knocked him out with the uppercut. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What's the dude name? That's gonna bother me, man, because I loved him. I love him as a fighter. He's even though he got knocked out by Tank, he's still my hero. Like I still love that guy. It's gonna come to me in a minute, but you know what I'm saying? It's like that dude was touching Tank. You know what I'm saying? Even that Puerto Rican dude that Tank knocked out into the corner and had him all up against the ropes on the ground. You know, Tank, he was touching Tank. Tank, that's the quality of opponent that Tank is fighting. He's fighting these top quality opponents, and so yeah, they box him, they touch him, they stick their jabs, they do it. But at the end of the day, though, Tank figures it out. He assesses the situation. He doesn't take any real damage, and then he gets in there and he puts people's lights out. This man has what, 27 fights? And he has 25 knockouts out of the 27 fights. And we don't even know if the other two people were concussed, but just didn't go out. Remember, I told y'all earlier how I was used to when I was fighting on the streets. I was out there Kimbo slicing the streets of Oakland and shit. Niggas know me. Hayward, California, up and down. You know what I'm saying? And then I was used to punching people in the face and they would go to sleep until I punched this one Mexican dude. He was asleep, but he didn't know he was asleep. I could see his eyes glaze over. The lights went out, but his backup generator kept him going. God, I was like, bro, I'm finna work. And then I'm like, I'm not used to that. What the fuck do you do with somebody don't go out and go to sleep so you can keep moving? You got to fight. Now I had to work. Now I'm tired and I'm throwing punches and he won't go to sleep. And I'm glad that it got that way, because if I was still hitting him really hard, I wasn't hitting then. I'm just pitter patting, just punching. But I heard that if he had sustained more damage, he would have went into a coma. His brain would have swollen. He would have stopped breathing and passed away. And that was one of two that happened to. The other one was a dude. What was his name? I can't remember the guy's name. But you know what I'm saying? It's gonna come to me. Like, I'm horrible with names. Faces, I'd be like, oh man, what's good? Unless you're really, really close to me. So, but anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about, man. It's just, you get these boxes in here. I always want to talk about the blueprint. De La Hoya got beat by Floyd. He want to talk about he got the blueprint. But you had the blueprint, but nobody beat Floyd since. Nobody beat Floyd, period. He beat you. You got the blueprint, but nobody off the blueprint beat Floyd. Everybody's seen the fight. Marcus Maidana came in here, and Marcus Maidana might have had some kind of blueprint. Remember? And Floyd gave him a rematch. So they just knew, Garcia and his trainer and them knew that, we're going to get Floyd this time. When you got ring generalship and ring IQ and boxing IQ, and you understand the name of the game, you think you're going to come back. That was what you talking about last fight for. What is that? Come on, y'all. What you talking about? That's not how it works. You feel me? People in here trying to fight and box and do all this other stuff according to what you did a year ago. No. You think I'm going to be the same guy I was when you fought me the first time? No, I'm a different cat. I'm different. You feel me? I am different. I'm not the same dude. I don't know what you talking about. You just because you caught me with a right hand on the last fight. I know about, you don't think I know about that right hand? You don't think I remember, oh yeah, he had caught me with that right hand. He had caught me like a check left hook. Now I know better. So I'm a different fighter when I come in on the second fight, if we rematch. I don't think Tank's going to rematch Rolly Romero. So all you haters, and it's the people that talking all that shit. Y'all was the y'all wanted to see somebody knock out Tank. Y'all bought into that diluted bullshit that Rolly Romero was talking about because he had power and he's decent. He's good. He's all right, but he's not ready. That's his own problem. He ain't ready yet. He's only had 14 fights. He get in here, get in with some game opponents, fight some of the names that Tank fought, and see how you handle them if you don't get knocked around and got knocked, because now people got the blueprint on you, because people watch how you throw wild, you get impatient. You know what I'm saying? You may not gas, but you don't need the gas. When your mind ain't right, you can have a full gas tank of gas and got good stamina in a boxing match, but stamina don't matter. Stamina ain't got nothing to do with getting knocked out. If your mind, you get impatient, you start losing your focus up here, then you lost the fight already, because the guy that's focused is going to crack you. Bow. And there's your face up against the ropes, leaned up, sleep, and the ropes are holding you up. Then you get up and you looking at your corner, you looking at the ref all confused, your legs are buckling and you moonwalking while standing still. Bro, that ain't it. We don't care about the blueprint you got from Tank Davis. Congratulations. You got knocked out with the blueprint. You got the blueprint and you got knocked out. Now, you can take that blueprint and win your next fight, but get off it. Get off Tank's dick. You talked shit. You said you're going to knock him out in the first round, and you got knocked silly. Not only did you get knocked out, you were asleep. Then you got up, and you were silly when you got up, spindle-legged and weird, and couldn't find your shoes and your boots, your feet and your shoes, and you was clumsy and awkward and stupid, and you didn't know if you were trying to stand still or learn how to dance, or both. He was probably doing both. But that's what you look like, and there's footage. You look like a clown. You look silly. Maybe you were winning the fight, but I had it really close. And the way I looked at it, it looked like Tank was setting you up. I mean, that's what it looked like to me. It looked like he would gauge, just give you enough, then what make you miss and walk. And you did catch him with one or two right hands, I believe, and a nice little jab. But the thing about it is so what? In boxing, you're gonna get touched. Some party you're gonna get touched by something. Yeah. But it's the outcome. It's not how you start the fight, it's how you end the fight. And guess how the fight ended? With you sleep, held up by the ropes, stiff-legged and silly looking, eyes crossed, and you were stupid. There it is. So congratulations on your blueprint. And for all you haters out there, man, I could have did, and Tank, and he was winning the whole fight. What does that matter? He was winning the whole fight. All these other people trying to chime in, yeah, man, I had him up. He was winning the whole fight. Finish that sentence, though. He was winning the whole fight. Then what? And then he got caught. Y'all act like he just stopped throwing punches. He stopped moving around, and then he just stood there and let Tank hit him. No, he tried something, and he got cracked. He tried his right hand. Tank ducked the hand and caught him with a left hand. Boom, in his fucking nose. Go to sleep. He did. Tank won the fight. Shake the man's hand. He's the better fighter on the night, and keep it moving. Keep it moving. What's my take on the whole Deontay Wilder thing? Listen, if you want my personal observation, this is my personal observation about Deontay Wilder. The boxing gods, as they would have it, did not want Deontay Wilder representing the boxing world. It could be race driven. It could be maybe based on the way Deontay speaks. He doesn't really speak like he's educated. He speaks really Bamified. He's downtown, deep South Alabama. He got that ghetto in him, right? So maybe they didn't want that to represent. Maybe they wanted that statuesque guy, like, that properly spoken guy like Anthony Joshua. America tends to lean towards people that have a British accent. Somehow we've conditioned ourselves to believe that because you have a British accent, you're funny. Just because you say a joke with an accent, it's funny. No. And you come off more intelligent because you have a British accent. I like British people, but that statement can kiss my ass. I'm American. I don't have a British accent. I sound ridiculous if I try to sound British. Yes, British accents sound wonderful. It's a wonderful accent to have. You know what I mean? You know, unlike its next door neighbor, its cousin, the Australians, rah, 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 everything's rah, 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 rah. You sound like a you sound like a bunch of motorcycles. Rah, 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 here, rah, 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 there, rah, 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 big, rah, 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 no. Everything is rah, rah, rah. Yeah, I get it. But, and I'm being silly. Don't even trip, Australians. Hey, I love Australians, man. The women over there. Oh, yeah. Anyway, but I'm saying, listen, because they probably make fun of my accent too from the islands and shit, but I try to disguise it. Yeah. But anyway, so with that being said, the whole thing with Deontay was I figured they needed to find a way to get rid of Deontay, and they did. They fucked with his head. They fucked with his confidence, And then they got rid of him strategically. They strategically got rid of Deontay Wilder. Because here's the thing. All of a sudden, Deontay Wilder fights this guy, Tyson Fury. Now, everybody knows Deontay had momentum when he came into this fight, right? Wasn't worried about Tyson Fury, wasn't worried about nothing. Now, remember, Tyson Fury is the same guy who's 9 feet tall, 1,000 pounds, and he got dropped by Cunningham, a guy that's a cruiserweight at best, right? Dropped him with a right hand. Okay. He dropped Tyson Fury, Cunningham did, with a right hand. Tyson got up, leaned on him, and clubbed him and rabbit punched and cheated until he hurt and TKO'd Cunningham. This is a light heavyweight and a cruiserweight at best that Tyson leaned on and cheated and elbowed and roughhoused. That's how he fights. He bear hugs and does this. Okay? So, all right, let's get down to the meat and potatoes of the whole Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder fight. I liked Tyson Fury until Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury was a guy, upstanding boxer, came in here, did his thing, fine. But here's the problem that I have with Tyson Fury. All of a sudden, this guy, Deontay Wilder, comes up, jumps in the ring, calls the man out. The man says, I do this, I live, this is real life for me, blah, blah. You know, and then the fight comes up. They fight. Tyson Fury gets dropped by not only a killer right hand, but a left hook hit him on the top of the head. He's laid out on the floor. I've seen guys get hit, knocked a little bit silly, and then the ref goes like this. I've seen guys fall flat on their back, and the refs go like this. Okay. What's his name? The ref decides that he's going to give Tyson Fury a week to get up. Telling Deontay to telling Deontay to go like this and keep trying to tell him to go to 4. How many times you gonna go to 4? You get 4. Hey, get over there. Hey, 4. Hey, tell him, hey, get on that side. 4. I'm telling y'all, get 4, 5, 6, 7. And then he gets to 9, and then Tyson pops up, and then he gets up, and then he walk over there, and then walk over there. This man had about 33 seconds to get up. Okay. So I call him Jack Racist Reese. He can kiss my black ass. I don't give a fuck. Jack Racist Reese. Bought and paid for a ref. I can't stand that ref. He's bought and paid for. He tries to act like he's commanding shit in the ring. You're a hater. I think he's a hater. I think he has favorites. He picks favorites, and he's a hater. Anyway, so Tyson Fury got knocked out by Deontay Wilder. We can clearly say he was knocked out. I don't care. That man was out and flat on his back. If that fight would have happened in England and Tyson would have did that to Deontay, they would have never come on, man. Y'all notice, you've seen it before. I've seen guys get dropped and be against the rope, wobbling just a little bit, and the refs are, that's it. In England, over there, if Tyson Fury had done that to Deontay Wilder in England, that fight would have never made the 10 count. It would have been waved off. Tyson Fury, the champion. You understand what I'm saying? Simple. Jack Reese counted 20 years before he let the man get up. And then, of course, all Tyson Fury had to do was pitter-pat, 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 and he would win the fight. Why? Again, it's like the same thing Romero's arguing. Tyson Fury was winning the fight because he's a better boxer than Deontay Wilder until Deontay tanked Wilder, cracked him, and he went to sleep. You robbed him of that knockout. Y'all know it. The boxers, the boxing commission, the whole boxing world, the boxing kings and gods that will have it. They know what they did. They robbed that man. That all of a sudden, controversy. All this controversy. Tyson cheating with the gloves, and there's steroids in his system. He can't pass the USADA blood test, and then he's offering to, or he's threatening to retire, right? And then he's going to be suspended or banned over there, so he decided to come over here and this and that, so they couldn't ban him or whatever. All this shit, all of a sudden, let me go back. Deontay Wilder fought everybody else. He fought Arthur Spilka. He fought the Haitian champion. He fought that Mexican what was that Mexican fighter? He fought I can't remember just offhand. But you understand what I'm saying? But you notice in every other Deontay Wilder fight, there was never a controversy. He fought Harrison, all them. Okay. Berman Stavern, the Haitian, okay, and then he fought Arias or Aurelio, or whatever, the Mexican. But anyway, uh, in all of his other fights, there was no controversy, none, zip. He fights Tyson Fury. He knocks him out the first fight. Tyson Fury has 2 weeks to get up. He gets up, and then they fight to a draw. It's a draw. Everybody knows Tyson Fury lost that fight by knockout, not by boxing. Yes, he outboxed him, but he got knocked out, and Jack Reese ripped off Deontay Wilder from that knockout. He stole that knockout. Now, y'all know that was the first step in destroying Deontay Wilder. That fucked him up. It fucked us up. Come on, it fucked us up as fans. Those that are Deontay Wilder fans. The other people that don't give a shit, that are haters, because there's people, even in his own country, Deontay Wilder was hated more by his own countrymen than anybody else. You understand what I'm saying? People wanted to see Deontay lose, and they got their wish. But not only did they see him lose, they robbed him, they ripped him off, they fucked him up. They robbed him of the fight. He knocked that man out. Y'all know it. He knocked that man out. But if I was a ref and I got to 6, 7, and this man is not looking to get up, I'm waving it off. I'm waving it off. If I get to 6 and 7, 8, and he's still on his back, I'm waving it off. No, I'm waving it off. Especially the way he went down. Boom, boom, two lethal blows to the head, and he goes flat on his back. I would have waved that fight off. Not just because I'm trying to rob the man, but for the safety. I've seen so much crooked shit in boxing. It's crazy, right? Deontay Wilder got robbed. That fucked him up. You stole from him. So now that fucked with his head. So now what they did was they opened the room in Deontay Wilder's head, and Tyson Fury went in. And no matter how Deontay tried to deny it and try to talk about God and all, let me tell you something, Deontay. First of all, God says to love one another, not punch each other's brains out senselessly and knock each other out on the floor. That's not what he had in mind. Boxing is not what he had in mind. Gladiator shit is human problems, not God problems. So don't pray to God to ask him to help you knock your brother senseless in a thing that could potentially. Some people are just not meant to take punches to the head. As you can see, a lot of these boxers, I mean, the best boxers, and then crack, and then they stop breathing and pass away in the ring or on the way to the hospital. Some people, and Deontay Wilder had that devastating sledgehammer of a punch, right? So imagine. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get back to what I'm saying. Deontay, don't pray to God to help you knock somebody out. That's not a prayer that, come on. If you really have faith in the true living God, you don't ask him for nothing like that. But God understands this is a sport. It's a living. Pray that people get through it safely. You could do that. But let's move aside of that. All right. So Deontay Wilder has Tyson Fury living in his head now. He was ripped off. He was gypped. He was robbed of status and everything that would have come had he won that fight, and everybody knows it. Okay, so now Tyson is in his head. So Deontay's trying everything in his power to act like, you know what I'm saying? He had his meltdown or whatever he went through, and changing camps and doing this and doing that and all this and that. And now he's coming in here, and you have to talk a good game. But sometimes boxers talk a good game, but in the back of their mind, there's a doubt. That's all they needed. That's all they needed. Even though Deontay knew he won that fight, they put the doubt in his head. And when you have a little inclination of doubt, that's all the devil needs to fuck with you. And he just gets in there and he fucks with you. So Deontay Wilder got manhandled the second fight. The guy ballooned up, 80 pounds heavier than him, leaned on him, just threw him around, just did what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And all Deontay could say was, well, he ain't knocked me out. He had those pillow punches. He couldn't knock me out. That's all he had to go on. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to knock you out when he's trying to eat your dignity. And that's what he was doing. He was feasting on your dignity, and you were losing dignity every time you opened your mouth. That's how they fucked with him. And then on the third fight, the man was well trained. Deontay was doing his thing. He hung in there. He took a lot of punishment, and he dished it out too. He was cracking Deontay. He knocked Tyson down. Tyson knocked him down. It was a back and forth brawl. But the problem was Deontay had that quiet, nagging doubt in the back of his head. Tyson was living in his head. Tyson was able to cheat and get away with it. Tyson was able to lean on him and weigh and club and rabbit punch. He was doing all that dirty boxing, and he got away with it. That tends to fuck with people's heads. Everybody knows that Deontay Wilder gasses, so that's all Tyson needed was to put the pressure on him, gas those legs, make him gas. Now your right hand is nothing because you ain't got no fuel to fire that nuclear weapon. So guess what? Now you catch my heat. Bow. And I got tanked for days. So Tyson Fury just pummeled him and pummeled him and pummeled him. He's spent. He's gassed. And so when you gas, your chin isn't going to hold up. You're not fresh. Crack, crack, crack. 3 punches, you go down. And that's it. And he went down. He was more exhausted and beaten up than he was knocked out. He wasn't knocked out, but he was cracked and he was so gassed and spent. It's pretty much the same thing. And that's what happened to Deontay Wilder. And everybody get mad. Oh man, just let them. Tyson Fury was the better boxer. Well, let me speak to that. Nothing ever came out of my mouth that said that Tyson Fury was not the better boxer. In fact, I said that everybody knows that Tyson Fury was the better boxer than Deontay Wilder. I believe I said so. I was there when I said it. Yes, Tyson Fury is a phenomenal. The one thing that had me, I was always upside down about Tyson Fury. I didn't know how I feel about Tyson Fury. I didn't like the whole Dasa thing because that's almost like nigger. You calling us a dirty nigger, dirty dog, a Dasa. You only call black people Dasa. I ain't hear you call nobody else Dasa, right? But you calling black folk Dasas and shit like that. You called your David Hay, one of your own people. You call all them Dasas and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, my whole point is Tyson Fury was a phenomenal boxer. And the one thing that had me is the same thing that has a lot of people. Tyson Fury, for a big guy that he is, that guy move around like he was Sugar Ray. He was a heavyweight version of Sugar Ray. The guy's just got the paws on him. He move around. He hits you from different angles. He uses his length really good. He uses his weight, pulls in, clinches. He holds. He knows how to wear you out. And then he puts the beat down on you. That's what you got to do. I get it. So yeah, he was a tremendously better fighter than Deontay Wilder. But the thing about it is all I want to know is why all of a sudden Deontay Wilder faces this man. And I see the comments. I see all. I'm just and I really appreciate all y'all is tuning in and my Instagram and shit. But here's the thing. I wonder why all of a sudden Deontay Wilder has no controversy up until he fights Tyson Fury. Now he's riddled with controversy. And then they ridiculed him and they mocked him and they said that he's losing his mind. And you see how they broke him down? That was to me, I believe that was the ultimate game plan. I believe that was the plan to harm this man psychologically. That's how they're going to win. That's how they're going to beat him up. They're going to beat him up psychologically. And then what? And then they're going to beat him up psychologically. And then Tyson Fury going to go in there and knock him out. That's the only way Tyson Fury could have knocked him out, because Deontay took a lot of Tyson's punches and it didn't do anything. It scored, and then he was beating him that way. But eventually he found a way to put pause on Deontay Wilder. And he eventually broke him down and beat him. But he had to break him down here first. And he knew. That's why he kept talking. Tyson Fury's not stupid. Listen to the shit he said to Deontay. Listen to how he talked to Deontay. Talked about him. But he didn't say anything disrespectful about the man's wife. But he always talking about your lovely wife. Never mind my wife. But see, when you do shit like that, that gets in. That gets in. Tyson knew what he was doing. He's fucking with this man, bruh. He fucking with that man, bruh. He know what he's doing. You see it. You see it. Yeah, you see it. Yeah. So all the Deontay haters, got on there. I remember I talked about this before in my last year podcast, season 4. And a lot of people was, and this and that, you hate, man. Just give him his just due. Give who the just due? My whole thing is there was an injustice in the first fight. I don't want to talk about the second and third fight. I want to talk about what happened that first fight. Jack Racist Reese. What happened, ref? Anybody else would have waved that fight off. Anybody else. The way that man went down and laid down on his back, anybody else. If that's the case, why didn't they let Romero continue? Romero got up. He wasn't sure where he was at, but he got up. He got up. But they waved him off, right? So why didn't they wave off Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury didn't get up until the end. He got up at the end of the count. He was flat on his back. Any good-minded ref would have seen this man flat on his back sleep. You sleep. And would have waved the fight off. Well, rally for a rematch then. Let's see what happens. And then show us what you got. But this fight here, Tyson Fury and the new unified, undisputed world king of kings, whatever Tyson Fury called himself. What was he? The world lineal champion. You the man to beat the man, right? So you're the true lineal champion. He named himself that, by the way, around his countryman, Anthony Joshua, who thought he was the world crowned champion king. Tyson Fury I guess he had his own belt. Anyway, well, whatever that belt was, Deontay Wilder would have had that belt around his waist. So Deontay Wilder would have been the unified lineal true champion of the world and I think it was a WBA or the WBC champion. So, and then I guess that would have put him in line to fight Anthony Joshua, which then would have made him undisputed, unified, lineal world king of the world. I don't know. Anyway, however that, but you understand what I'm saying? Come on. My question is, Deontay Wilder never had a controversial nothing in his career until Tyson Fury. Why? Why is that so controversial all of a sudden? Why? Why? Why is it controversial all of a sudden? Why? Please. Why? Why is it controversial? Why is Tyson Fury controversial? I'll tell you why Tyson Fury was controversial. They wanted Deontay Wilder out. They wanted the biggest fight on the planet, which was going to be Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. But a small little Mexican problem became a problem. Andy Ruiz. Then after Andy Ruiz got disposed of and Anthony Joshua got his little kingdom back, then there's this Russian guy that didn't get the memo. He was supposed to lose. What was his name? The guy, the southpaw that beat Anthony Joshua pillar to post. I just had him looking awkward and weird. A fight that I thought that Anthony Joshua could have won. I just felt like he didn't pull the trigger much. I felt like he was waiting. Usyk. There we go. Usyk. Thank you. So Usyk beat this man pillar to post. And so now the whole glorious fight of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury isn't going to happen. Now there's another problem on the horizon that's rising up over there in the UK. And he's that Jamaican fella that Anthony Joshua already beat up, but now he's knocking people out left and right. He's either going to see Anthony Joshua again, or he might be in line to see Tyson Fury. What's the boy's name? The little yachty over there, man. I forget his name real quick. Hold on, hold on, Instagram. Let me okay. Hold on, Instagram. Let me see. Uh if they even count him, because they keep so it look like David Hay is trying to come back. Hold on. Let me see. Why they don't got this man? He should have been top of the line. Number 6, Derek Chisora. Dillian White. That's the man's name. Oh, they got number 4. Dillian White. Dillian White. Dillian White's number 3 or number 4 in the rankings. And then number 3 is Anthony Joshua. So it looks like Anthony Joshua and Dillian White may meet again. And if Anthony Joshua can't dispose of this guy, that fly bird that used to be Anthony Joshua it may cease to start fading away. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, I just looked it up. It says that David Hay looks like he's gonna make his comeback. I don't know why. His problem was his ankles and shit. He got ankle problems and he tore his Achilles. I don't know why he would even bother. And what's he gonna bring to the table? Everybody knows what he's about. He packs that haymaker. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he thinks there's something. Hey, live your life, man. Do what you're gonna do, bro. I'm a hater for Tyson Fury. I'm not a hater of Tyson Fury. This isn't about Tyson Fury. This is about Tyson Fury being a pawn in a political game to take the heavyweight title somewhere else. They didn't want, listen, if you want to get my racist point of view, I just don't think they want a black man to have it. Not in this country. If you want my racist point of view, I could be wrong. Like I said, it's my point of view. I'm not saying that I'm right. If you want my boxing point of view, I just don't think they wanted Deontay Wilder to represent the heavyweight division. The boxing kings, the boxing gods don't want Deontay Wilder representing. I don't think he's eloquently spoken. I think he's too ghetto for them. He's too street thug for them, and they're not having it. They would rather somebody they can consider, because that's why I said what I said earlier. If y'all was listening, I said that somebody who has a British accent in this country, we're conditioned to believe is automatically very, very, very intelligent. Automatically. So that said, Tyson Fury is the candidate. Plus, Tyson Fury is a phenomenal boxer. They would rather him have it than somebody like Deontay Wilder, who's mediocre to whatever at best. You know what I mean? Yeah, Deontay Wilder is an okay fighter, according to a lot of people. They just don't think he has the true fundamentals of a boxer. They just think he has that right hand. He has a decent jab, but he mostly relies. He's boring, I guess. That's bullshit, man. However that man got there, you understand what I'm saying? That's what, because that's the case. You can say it about anybody. Floyd Mayweather had that shoulder roll. Oh, he's boring. Okay. Mike Tyson had the duck underneath, switch sides, body shot, switch sides, left uppercut, right hook. He had that. Same with Ricky Hatton. Switch sides, body shot, switch sides, body shot, switch side, body shot, then uppercut. That was Tommy, not Tommy, that was Ricky Hitman Hatton. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, we could say it about Tyson Fury that everybody loves. He bellies up all his weight, and then he leans on people, he rabbit punches, and he hooks and he dirty boxes. I mean, he has talent, but when you watch him fight, he's always grabbing and gloving and cheating and leaning. He's always leaning on the guy on the ropes, and the guy's bent all the way back on the ropes like that. Come on, y'all. We can say that about anybody. I'm not no damn hater. Watch your fucking mouth. Don't disrespect me. I told you this is my point of view. Huh? Oh, you weren't listening. This is my point of view, not yours. I didn't ask questions. I said, we talking about this. This is my point of view. I appreciate the energy though, but come to me with something that we talking about as far as what we talking about. Don't challenge my point of view. I've already told you it's my point of view. That's all I can provide is my point of view. And if I need your point of view, I will ask you for your point of view. Now I'm not going to ask you your point of view because you interjected and disrespected, and now I don't care about your point of view. And you can hang up from this, or you can leave. Thank you, and I don't give a shit. On to the next question. What's next? What else we got? Do I think that Tank Davis is going to give Rolly? I said no. He's not getting a rematch. Why? You got knocked out. You talked a bunch of shit and you got knocked out. The only reason why you want a rematch is because you feel like shit. You think you discovered some blueprint, like I'm going to fight you the same way again. And you think you're going to come in and walk in the fight and then have your way again. You forgot I'm Tank Davis. I can hurt you to the head or I can hurt you to the body. I will hurt you to your chest, your arms, your ribs. I will hurt you to your stomach. I will hurt you to your face. I will hook you to the back of your ears and ring your bell. I'll hit you in your forehead and ring your bell. Whatever. Tank Davis ain't stupid, but Tank Davis ain't got time. You talk that shit. So here's the thing, y'all. Y'all realize Rolly Romero was on the up and up. He's a good fighter. He was on the up and up. He talked shit. He wanted the best. Hey, I commend him for that. But here's the thing, Rolly Romero. You talked your way into the fight. You got your fight and you lost. You got knocked out. It's not like you lost by a split decision. You was winning the fight. And then the last couple rounds, Tank stepped it up and then retained his title. No, it wasn't anything like that. No, you might have had a couple rounds go your way for sure. I'm sure it was a really close fight, but you got knocked out in a very close fight. That's very unfortunate for you. But what you want us to do? There's nothing we could do. Sorry. But no, we're not doing that. You don't get to, you talk shit, you got knocked out. Now move on. There's other fighters you could fight. You're 17-1 now, right? 14, 15-1, whatever it is. You lost. Good night. And on the next one. Maybe later on down the line after Tank gets to his goal. You guys seem to forget that these boxers have goals. People want to be undisputed. The undisputed. A lot of people, maybe the undefeated isn't so much, but I do know that they want to be undisputed. Okay. Tank is trying to be undisputed. So is Errol Spence. Them guys. Who's the other guy? The Omaha, Nebraska guy. You know what I'm saying? These guys are trying to be undefeated, undisputed, and the way they're going, they may go ahead and be that. But here's the thing: you got to be a special type of boxer to be that. Terrence Crawford, thank you, Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford packs a punch in either hand. And he's skinny, and I watched him get his bell rung, and he gets his bell rung, and then he knocks you out. Well, I rung his bell. Good for you. He put you to sleep. And that trumps a bell ringing any day. Okay? Bell ringing wake you up. It's like an alarm. Bing, ring, you wake up. You, boom, cuckoo, good night, bedtime, sleep. Okay? Doesn't matter the blueprints. It doesn't matter that you had him in the first 5 rounds. Nobody gives a shit. You got knocked out. You lost the fight, especially when you talked a big hype about the fight. You hyped up the fight, and then you got knocked out. So guess what? It's over with. On to the next one. Back to the gym. Pick the next one. Fighters are looking to be undefeated, undisputed, or maybe just undisputed. Mostly undisputed. People want to be undisputed champions. Okay. And so there it is. Tank ain't got time to sit here and babysit some dude just because he might have figured out how to knock him out or how to win the fight. You forget Tank was in that fight too, and he sees how you move, and he felt your power. So guess what? He knows what not to do too. You don't think he's gonna do his homework? He's gonna watch the fight, see how you walked him down, see how you did this and how you did that, and he's gonna set different traps. So you gonna go in there thinking the fight gonna go the same way, and you know what to do in that fight. And then in this fight, you might get knocked out sooner. Because Tank may know when to step on the gas instead of set a trap. He might feint that he's setting the trap. So you're going to drop your guard thinking that he's going to do this and dip. So you're going to expect him to dip. But when he doesn't dip and he steps in your grill, boom, you sleep. Now you sleep worse than you would sleep the first time. Now you stiff on the ground with your hands doing this shit. Knocked out. That's my take on all this thing today. That's all we talking about today. Boxing. We eat Wednesdays, man. We just chilling on the Everybody Eats platform. The platform, oh yeah, we're going to talk about it. Tune in next time on the, I believe, with everything I got going on, I'll try to squeeze in, but usually we have the Saturday Slam. Stop lacking and make money. Saturday Slam. Everybody Eats Saturday Slam. I'll see y'all on that one, man. Just remember, when I tell you I love you, it ain't on no funny. It means I see you. I recognize your struggle, your hustle. You know what I'm saying? It takes one to know one, man. Hello. Keep God in the center of everything, everybody, y'all. Keep God in the center of everything. And everybody eats. I love y'all, man. That's my time. We talk about some other stuff next time and see what's going on. Talk about all this distraction in the world. I love y'all. I hope that y'all enjoyed this podcast. Thanks to all the people that tuned in. Those that didn't tune in, we keep it going. We keep it moving. I'm going to build a different audience. I need a different audience. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.